This guy said, give me a hard username. My name is Juan. And the comments are somebody said 1,000 pounds. I can't even say it. What a torta pounder. One inch foundation. No.
And boom, monkeys, welcome back to the Crypto Boogie channel. I'm here today with my amigo, motherfucking Angry Twinksters. What's up, dog? How you been, man?
Hanging in there, man. Just doing the thing, you know. Had that whole situation I was telling you about off camera, and you know, that's been an interesting few weeks.
Dude, you look like you've been working like a Mexican, homie.
Yeah. Doing that field lawn work out in the yard, getting a bunch of stuff taken care of.
Yeah, Drinky, do you plant it? I mean, not do you plant, bro? Do you fucking like dig? Do you put down like your kimchi, bro? Fucking underground.
Okay, for the uninitiated, kimchi can be made from many different things, but it's basically fermented spicy vegetables. Most commonly, it'll be like radish or cabbage. Dude. You can make it out of different things. No, I do have like some rhubarb plants, but it's basically annuals, perennials, like a lot of stuff that attracts bees, like honeybees and butterflies. Quite frankly, because I'm trying to get the yard to be lower maintenance as. All right, you know, like philosophical detour, man. Obviously, yourself, myself, a lot of the folks that we know, the circles we travel in, a lot of crypto stuff, right? Like self-sovereignty type things. You know, we talk about firearms, archery, hunting, different life skills, right? That aren't just like
badass guitars.
Yeah, for sure, man. Right? Like that. We'll see what people deal with AI music, but like, who knows, right? Like maybe that like actually becomes a lot more lucrative in the future because people are tired of all the AI and screen and like artificiality of it all or synthetic elements of it. We'll find out, right? Like we're all in this strange ride together. Right. But as I've gotten a little older and just, working on a few different projects and being in the crypto space and just kind of, you get about 80 summers as a dude, right? Best case, like on average, you get around 80 summers, right? And so I'm over the halfway mark. When you this is an interesting way to think about things, right? You get 80 summers. I've arguably got give or take around 40 left. How do I want to spend those potentially? Knowing that I will never be as young as I am today. I will probably never be as resilient as I am today. Sure, with things like medical science, hormone replacement therapy, antibiotics, nanotechnology, who knows what the future holds. But just based on what I know today, right? Like I'm probably not going to be as capable, as resilient, as durable in a lot of ways. So how do I want to spend that time?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Future is going to be great. Well, I mean, if medical technology expands the way I'm hoping it does by 2030, bro, I'm hoping we can start living up to 120 years again, man. Go gadget dick, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or like, maybe that like 3D printing is a thing and I can 3D print the younger version of Boogie's body and transfer his consciousness.
That would be freaking wild, man. Now, talking about guitars, I did want to mention this, but you evolved into fucking like it's now evolving into medical technology and shit.
Sure.
But dude, you're right. People, for example, I've noticed that people are going back into the nostalgia phase of the 90s, bro, of listening to Dre, Snoop, fucking doggone Eazy-E, bro, because nobody really raps like that anymore. Now a lot of it's just little skits that they do in the studio. And I was talking to my boy Rolly. Remember my boy Rolly that told me talked about all those illegals that got fucking swole on fucking dog food and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, he's a musico. He's a musician. And he was telling me, bro, like, music nowadays is easy, man. He goes, back in the 90s, bro, when you and I were in high school, bro, he said, when we went to go play, we had to go into a studio, all of us at the same time, bro. Play at the same time, bro. And we had to continuously do it till we got it right. He goes, now, what they tell me is like, hey, Rolly, come in here, man. Play the bajo sexto, bro. Okay, come out. Noe, go in there, play the accordion, get out. Vic, go inside, bro. Play the freaking drums. Noe, go back in there, man. Start singing one by one, bro. And then they mix it all together, man, in the studio, bro. And they mesh it and they create a song. It's not old school the way it used to be, man. Know what I mean?
Yeah, yes and no, and it really depends. Shout out to Les Paul, and Les Paul guitar, Lester Polfus, one hell of a guitar player. If people only know him through the guitars that bear his name on them, you really, let's say, it's really doing a disservice to him and underselling. Hell of a guitar player. Obviously, he had some very iconic guitar design ideas. Also, modern multi-track recording is really a direct result of Les trying to come up with ways to record more instruments and have more control over the recording process. So it used to be like put one mic up, not even, right, like etch a tube, etch a wax tube or etch a vinyl, and have everyone play in the same room. And it's why I think a lot of the old records, even if the sound quality isn't the best, there's a certain energy or vibe that doesn't get recreated on a lot more modern music. Fast forward, then it was recorded to basically different kinds of tape. So all these, you could basically get more microphones, more instrumentation, and run things through a mixing board and run it to tape. So fast forward, over the decades, then it turned into, okay, we've got 8 to 12, 24 tracks of drums, 8 to 12, 24 tracks of guitar, bass, vocals, smash all those things together, mix, EQ, get a final master out and get that printed to, vinyl, to go to tape, go to 8-track, later on to CD DVDs. HD DVDs and later on streaming MP3s and the like. I want to say, I think it was the old Ricky Martin record, like Livin' La Vida Loca, whatever that record was. I think that's the first record that was recorded entirely through to and through Pro Tools. Just a kind of quick music history detour. So what you had for actually a long time was literally decades and generations of musicians who had to learn how to do it right. And when we went to tape and started getting more tracks, it started to get a little bit away from this, but this is also pre-auto-tune, pre-tempo adjustment. So now you can kind of hear it in certain things like, oh, if my timing's off, don't worry, they can fix it in Pro Tools or, modern digital audio workstations or DAWs as they call them.
Yeah.
So what, back when it was on tape, you used to have tape time codes, and you would have to take a razor blade and split the tape in the exact right spot and mesh the tapes together. So you hear guys like Bob Rock producing the Metallica Black album. That dude got to be surgical with the tape cuts. Butch Vig, who produced Nirvana, the Smashing Pumpkins, Garbage, a bunch of other things. Fast forward, people don't have to do that stuff anymore. And what you used to see was a lot of bands and a lot of artists would spend a lot more time in pre-production and rehearsals just to get studio ready. I think it was No Doubt. Yeah, the band No Doubt, when they were getting ready for Hella Good, they spent some time in Jamaica and they wanted to pick up some more reggae influences and and they went to record, and basically the producer's you guys are not ready to hit the studio. Do it again, 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 again. Okay, now you're ready. Now we can roll tape and do it live. So yeah, it's just the skill set of needing to do the repetition. It's a symptom of the digital era, right, wrong, and different. We're not going back, but you used to be able to have to execute on the spot and get it done right. Whereas now you have the ability to be very granular and patch things in and fix things and go in and correct stuff. And so on one hand, it's kind of cool because folks like myself, just smaller musicians, independent artists, whatever, you have the ability and access to equipment where really, in a lot of ways, the recording equipment is not the limitation. The limitation is kind of it's moved on. It's your ability to have a vision, and in a lot of cases, mixing the music and then distribution and hype and eyeballs. So I don't know if it's better. It's certainly different. Anyway, that's way off in the stratosphere of gear.
No, I couldn't get me. You passionate about this shit, so I get where you're coming from, man. Talk about fucking guns and fragrance. I can do the same shit, man.
Yeah. I'm a P320 guy. I do have an M&P9 and some other fun stuff, but I'll leave it at that.
Default, I'm a Glock guy, bro. But if I want to go Gucci, I go to the old school HK USPs, man. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you the truth, bro. I talk to these younger cats, man, and I'm like, dude, yeah, I'm all about that HK USP. And I'm always saying that. And I said to myself one day, do I sound like a fucking boomer always talking about revolvers?
Yes. Yeah. Short version. Yeah. I don't get me wrong. I still love me a revolver. I've got a Ruger GP 100 6-inch 357 mag. That thing is fun as hell to shoot. But basically technology is just advanced, right? And there's a reason everyone's not still running around with $1,000, right? Or a lever action these days. I mean, there's still parts of the world where those things are still available and used because it's all they got and it's better than nothing.
Yeah,
But
with
the gear's better.
With the exception of the weapons light on a USP, bro. I mean, the thing is, it's just so fucking robust, man. I have not seen a lot of the modern, and I guess that's why I'm stuck on the AK as well, bro. It just, I love the reliability and the robustness of the weapons, bro. You know what I'm saying? But then again, boomers talk about the same shit on wheel guns.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, right? Like, so what's going to happen is it'll be some, like, where do I see firearms going? That's just me speculating. Some kind of caseless projectile, right? So, and it'll probably be some sort of energy, like non-incendiary, non-impact driven energy delivery system. Like battery, magnetic, hyperacceleration, something. It's not going to happen tomorrow, right? But that's where I see it going. But like, aside from the battery pack and making aspects of that work, what if you don't, like, you basically shave all the weight off from the cartridge? You just need the bullet. You don't need any of the powder, the casing, the primer. So you potentially carry a whole boatload more ammo.
Not to mention no limited recoil. Follow-up shot's going to be amazing.
No recoil. Yeah, virtually no recoil. Yeah. Again, that's probably, some ways off. Smooth like a railgun. Absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly what I see forthcoming. It won't be today or tomorrow. The other thing I think we're going to see, and we're already kind of seeing this in the Ukraine front, aside from the advancements in overall drone technology, drone delivery systems, engagements will be fought more on a technological level. My drone swarm versus your drone swarm versus counter drone swarm versus counter drone swarm. And you're going to see more personalized drone weaponry systems. So you're going to drop Boogie in the hot zone and he's going to like hit a button on his chest rig and his 4 drones are going to deploy off his rig and give him a self-sustaining perimeter. Like things like that, imminently forthcoming if they're not already available as like DARPA ultra secret stuff.
We're approaching, I mean, dude, 5th, 6th generational warfare, bro, at the end of the day, man. More fucking country on country hacks, bro, things of that nature, bro. Fucking drone warfare.
The AIs are all going to blackmail us anyway. So
yeah, if it's in the realm, we've already seen Antifa do this, man, in the realm of protest, bro. They do a lot of indirect fucking action, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Pop you with fireworks, and of course, if you end up shooting them, bro, I mean, you don't know if that's an explosive or not. You end up shooting them, God forbid. Dude, then media's gonna light you up, bro. That is a form of warfare in itself now. You know what I'm saying? Like those two attorneys, bro, in 2020, was it in 2020, bro? Where they broke into their property, bro, and that old freaking attorney was with that old school M16 and his wife was
I remember that.
Dude, like and that's what they're trying to do. They know that the media are gonna go ahead and freaking back them up. And that's also a different form of warfare, bro. People don't want to acknowledge, oh, that's not really warfare. Dude, it's a form of warfare. It's an adjusted form of warfare. It's like boxing, man. Back in the day, there was not a lot of clinching. Nowadays, we learn how to spin the rules a little bit. You know what? I'm going to get a little fucking skirmish with you. I'm not going to let you respond, and I'm going to clinch you after I get into my skirmish with you. I'm saying it's new evolutions, bro. I'm saying?
Yeah. And certainly like, counters to counters to counters, and it kind of like certain respects kind of goes round robin. As far as boxing, who was it? Fury versus Wilder. I think it was their second fight where Fury put on a bunch of like basically exercise and like would punch his way in clinch and make Wilder carry him to tire him out. I think it was the second fight.
Yeah, man. Those are all forms of warfare, man. I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Tactics, man. Tactics change. Well, I know you monkeys ain't here to hear us fucking rant about shit. Let us acknowledge the people in the chat. We got my amigo here in First Moon Ganger, the much anticipated return of Crypto Boogie. Hey, man, don't forget my homie, the Twinksters, bro, because this is Tacos and Kimchi episode numero 37. Got my amigo here, man. Freaking BLX was popping, dog. And you are absolutely right, fucking smooth brain. Hit the like button, monkeys. Subscribe to the channel. I got Twinkies links at the bottom, man. Make sure you subscribe to Angry Twinkies channel, bro. All his socials, his OnlyFans, bro. All that shit's there, bro. Shout out to Fallout Zone. What's up, man? And I'm glad to have you back on stream with us, following us, man. Tonyo, hey, man, finally glad, man, you're here, dude. Love that fucking little thumbnail you got there. And then Damien with his continuous fire and diamonds. Who else we got in the chat, man? Freaking doggone Hexus, gang. And what else we got, man? Anybody else? Ricky Romero, where can render price go this cycle? It's super undervalued. Ricky, I love that fact that I love the fact that you're asking a lot of questions, man. All the time. I love that shit, man. I think next crypto cycle, bro, you're gonna be a fucking badass, and you're gonna be the one answering all the questions, son. You know what I'm saying?
Ricky, brother, man, with a lot of these questions, I know people have, given you some flack in other chats, bro. Just like join the Citadel, join DRT, join one of like these affiliate groups that we're connected to. Yeah, man. Like I've seen some of the questions you asked. I think you would be well served to be in some of those groups.
Yeah, man. Ricky, maybe you should learn you just be awesome, bro. This would be awesome, bro. Like, take up a consultation with me and freaking Twinkie, bro. You know what I'm saying? I teach you a little bit of TA. He teaches his FA. If you want to go more Gucci, go with DCC and Charlie, man. Mind you, you monkeys don't know. I don't have the link right now, man. But I think the crypto mindset should end up freaking closing out.
I think you got like less than 24 hours to get in.
So make sure you monkeys get in there, man. A lot of knowledge is in there for you cats, man. Don't miss out on that one. Especially as we start fighting to the upside. I do have a little bit of plays for you cats today, man. Oh, one play for you cats. What tokens am I going to cover? Because you monkeys do want to know, man.
Real quick before we get into tokens.
You know how much I charge? Your soul.
Yeah.
Give me your soul, Ricky.
I'm taking your firstborn. So, with respect to Tony rolling through chat, shout out to Tony. Did you know that Tony is a published author now?
What? You for reals, Tony?
Yeah. He's got a book on Amazon. Shout out to Tony. It's Forging a Fiat Future. I think that's the right title, right? Tony, just correct me in chat if I labeled the thing wrong. But yeah, he's got a book.
Tony, drop your freaking Amazon link in the chat, bro, and we'll go ahead and share that shit. Your face better be on that book, bro. I want your face on that mother freaking book, dude. Yeah, man. I haven't forgotten about you cats. I know you monkeys want to know what the fragrance of the day is. It's coming. Don't worry about it, man. Twinkie, just do me a favor.
What's up, man?
As a matter of fact, somebody in the chat, as soon as we get to fucking Sui, remind me to do.
Yeah, I got you.
Thanks. What are we gonna cover today? BTC, man. We're gonna cover Sonic, Solana. We're going to go through Sui and a little bit of Hex, man. That's what we intend to do today, man. Let's keep it a little bit fun. Let's see what's going on in the Twitter spaces, bro. There's a lot of drama going on. A lot of news has been going down, bro. I'm sure you cats know. You know what I'm saying? But let us move forward. A little bit of memes, bro. We'll power through them because we know you guys want to get to the data points. Let me make sure that everything's correct here, bro. Todo está bien. Vamos para adelante. Okay, present. Share screen. All right. This is funny, bro. Attending new CCW course. Instructor, what's the first rule? Me, stay strapped or get clapped, G. You got Denzel Washington looking at you fucking proud as fuck, man.
I know we got some younger viewers. Do people know what movie that's from?
I don't think they remember that, man.
Yeah. Training Day. Great movie.
Yeah, dude. Dude, that's one of the only times Denzel's a bad guy, bro. Highly recommend this movie,
yeah. Great movie.
Yeah. You are right, man. They're younger cats, man. Speaking of which, bro, I'm hoping you monkeys know what I'm talking about, especially you Zoomers, bro. And you Zoomers probably have no idea what this is, bro, or where this is from, bro. I thought this was pretty funny, man. The American exchange student showing up to the Battle of Hogwarts, about to change the whole dynamic, man.
It's a goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus.
I ain't got time to bleed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Any gun, dog. This is from the movie Predator. If you guys haven't seen that, one of the great fucking classics, man. Highly recommend it. Dude, I guarantee you watch this fucking movie, bro, your testosterone's going to run up by like about 100 points, bro, next time you check your test, bro, when you go to the doc. So you got to check out that movie. That will definitely put some fucking chest on your hair, bro. Make you a little bit more masculine, especially you a soy boy. You know what I'm saying? What else we got, man? In other news, bro, fucking for you cats that don't know, man, big beautiful bill looks like it's gonna get passed. It seems like it got voted on to see if it would even get to the floor. It got to the floor. Of course, you monkeys know JD Vance went ahead and fucking broke the tie, and he went ahead and voted for it. There's one setback though, man. And this is from check this out, man. Great Congressman Greg Steube is 100% correct. An unelected staffer, parliamentarian, I don't know what her name is, should not be allowed to hurt the Republican bill. Wants many fantastic things out. No DJT. Now, what he's referring to, man, is there was going to be short barrel rifles and suppressors were going to get taken off the NFA. So now you would just be capable of buying them without having to do all that ATF shit. So then Trump is here talking about that shit, man. It's a very small video, very quick video.
When I'm president, I will always listen to gun owners of America. When I'm president.
So I'm hoping that they put it back on the bill, man. I mean, but I get it. I get it. Shit gets busy, man. But, dude, this is an opportunity we're not going to get again, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're going to say, how are you, boy, Swinky?
Yeah, I'm with you. Like we were talking about last night, man. I understand why certain things get slammed into these larger size bills, just because it can be challenging to align a certain number of people. Still, as a citizen of this republic, it drives me nuts that we cannot have single issue votes on bills.
Yeah, it's nuts, bro. We're so polarized, bro. I think we're so fucking polarized, dude. Trump can do something like fucking fix prices on medicines, bro, which is something the Democrats have always wanted, and push for that, bro. And the Democrats will vote against it just because Trump said he wanted it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah.
We're polarized right now, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I also think too, as far as some aspects of this, you and I are old enough to remember Trump like many years ago, Home Alone, right? Was it Home Alone 2 he was in? And like Trump just being, pimp master general, running some of these beauty pageants and the like. People forget he was a New York Democrat for decades.
For a long time, bro.
Right. And to me, that's just a sign that the Overton window has moved so far to the left that he's looks like to certain percentages of the modern North America, he looks like an extremist when he's really not.
Dude, don't get me started on the new fucking primary candidate from New York, bro. We'll end up fucking staying here till fucking midnight.
Yeah. I'll keep my opinions to myself for a minute here, and we can keep moving.
You know what I'm saying? Let's meme this out. Dude, monkeys, do me a favor, man. I understand you cats like your big booty Latinas, bro. I understand they're very sexy and shit, and they're very attractive. And they know how to cook, and they'll get you fucking fat and get you diabetic really quick, bro. Do they? And yeah. I have this. Well, where I'm going with this, Boogie, is I feel like a lot of guys, aside from the look of the Latina ladies, like this notion that, hey, they will cook for you. But you and I both know it's a lot of work that goes into, generally speaking, looking reasonably trim and fit. And like there's a lot of discipline that goes into it. Ergo, I think a lot of those ladies don't necessarily like cooking, but maybe I'm misguided on the culture, some of the cultural aspects of it. But it fluctuates. I would imagine that like if you go to a place like maybe a bigger city like Dallas, bro, Houston, maybe San Antonio, bro, you won't get a lot of that. More like in more rural towns, smaller cities, bro, especially cities that you're closer by the border, and shit like that. You'll get a lot of more of the traditional shit, but nevertheless, bro, it doesn't mean they're not toxicas, bro. And toxicas will fuck up your fucking life. I'm not fucking with you, bro. Toxicas will get you fucking fat. They'll get you fucking fat so other girls won't like you. I know fucking a lot of Mexican comedians that made jokes about this shit, man, but dude, they're not joking. They will get you fucking fat, bro. So nobody else wants you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then once you get fat, they won't fuck you either. So now you're double fucked. You're fat and you're not getting fucked in the bedroom. You know
so it's like you don't trust a skinny chef, right? Like unless, I don't know, you're looking for some sort of like, uber vegan meal, like, 400 calories, 200 calories or something. Yeah. Like, let me get you a side of air with that bottle of water. But I would feel like outside looking in, the tortas probably know how to cook.
Oh, yeah. And dude, they know how to make some fucking killer fucking snacks, and they know how to fucking bake and fucking all that other shit, man. Dude, they will stir up fucking a manzana with chamoy and gusanitos. Like, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Talk about gummy worms, chamoy, and a candy apple, bro. Like, dog.
You can hear Boogie salivating through the mask.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. And the thing about it, I try to stay away from fucking sugar, man. I'm a fucking sugar addict, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Please roll your meme, brother.
Yeah, dude. May this type of love never find me, bro. Now, this is a young to-be future torta. You know what I'm saying? This is a young, and this dude, tortas can get toxic, bro. Well, she's not a torta yet. She's fucking banging, dog. But check this out.
Was it worth it? Yeah? Fucking trying to run me over with the fucking car? Huh?
I don't care.
That's what you get. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Why not, dude? I broke up with you already. What do you want? I'm going out with the boys. Okay, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, you don't give a fuck?
No, I don't. No, I don't care. I don't care.
Okay.
Hey, dude, watch out. This shit's crazy.
Oh, shit. Oh. Oh, my neck. I can't
Give me his fucking phone.
Why do you even want his phone? You almost fucking killed
That's what you
him.
fucking get. That's what you fucking get. Trying to go out with your bitches.
Do you have your fucking phone, bro? Just give this crazy girl your phone.
Give me your phone,
dude.
Oh,
She
you're
just freaking
crazy?
hit us with it. Yes, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah? Why you fucking care? Give me your phone.
I almost fucking died. What do you mean?
Yeah, homie. Stay away from las tóxicas, bro. They will fuck your life up, dog. Literally, they will fuck your life up. I don't mean financially. I don't mean mentally. Talk about physically. They'll fucking tilt your car over if they got a bigger pickup and you're rolling in a Honda Civic, homie. They don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
No comment.
Oh, Tricky, this is pretty cool, man. I thought this was cool as fuck, man. Check this out, man. Here's how the fastest. Let's click on this. This is cool, bro. I like the way this looks, bro. This is a pretty cool graphic, I think. Marines like fucking pictures, bro. You know what I'm saying? So here's how the fastest chains stack up. Sonic equals 400K, Sui 297, Solana 65K, Arbitrum 40K, Avalanche 4.5, and you can see the movements, bro. Of course, this is only digitally enhanced, bro, but nevertheless, it's pretty fucking cool, man. So Sonic's a pretty quick one, man, and I'm glad I'm part of the Sonic crew, bro.
Yeah, same here. I think it's remains a great opportunity. I know for a number of us that have been rolling through Citadel and some of the other chats and the like, we'd made really good yields on Shadow through providing liquidity. So there was definitely a lot of opportunity there, at least, mostly through the first half of this year.
Yeah, dude. I can
great time to buy too with Wintermute. I think is 100% out.
Dude, I caught it at motherfucking 27 cents, homie.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I caught it at 27 cents. Check this out, man. It's pretty funny, bro. I think this got to be real, bro. Look at the expression on his face, dude. It's too fucking like, dog, I don't want to do this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Here we go.
Listen, for $100, you got to let me hold your hand for 5 seconds.
Shit.
$100.
Look at his eyes, bro.
Come on. You got to let me hold your hand for 5 seconds.
Motherfucker. You know I ain't playing this bullshit.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh!
You bitch. You had some motherfucking shit with you, bitch. Shit. Makes sense.
Soft hands.
Motherfucking bullshit.
I like it a lot.
Make damn sense.
Oh, yeah, bro. Hey, dude. Yeah. It's okay to be a homophobe. You know what I'm saying?
It's it's not homophobia. It's not fear. It's just I just don't want to be part of certain aspects of it.
I'm glad that I said that at the 30-minute mark.
Yeah. Anyway. So what else we got queued up tonight, Boogie?
All right, man. All right. Let me show you one graph from Mags, one of my favorite guys to follow on Twitter. Make sure you guys follow this guy. Where the fuck's he at? Mags. This is some of the projections he's showing up. Bitcoin breakout incoming, man. Of course, he found this inverse fucking head and shoulders. Of course, Charlie likes it to be perfect, completely symmetrical. Other tech TA guys aren't as fucking. I think Mike on chain doesn't like it as well like this. They like it to be perfect, bro. But nevertheless, I've seen head and shoulders work when they're not perfectly symmetrical, and like you see here, inversely symmetrical. And
I think there's an argument there to be made.
Yeah, and of course, you monkeys don't know. We got the left shoulder right here, man, and then you come down here. This is the head, and then you got the right shoulder over here, which usually means we should be pumping, man. We should be starting to rally pretty hard. Of course, this looks like it's on the monthly, homie. It's not detailed here at the top. You know what I'm saying?
So even if it's not necessarily like it doesn't hold to a textbook head and shoulders, and that pattern doesn't hold true. Can you pull that up for one more second?
Oh yeah, you want me to bring it up?
Yeah, please. Yeah, so like, all right, that's on a larger time frame, right? Like you can see the bottom of it, and it goes. That's longer time scale, out to October. And friendly reminder, if we're largely adhering to the 4-year cycle, which we appear to be, then that would kind of put us on the dance floor for September, like basically October, November, December, end of year for a potential market peak. I know there's been a lot of conversations about whether or not this market's going to extend into next year for assorted conditions, to what extent the 4-year cycle is perhaps being phased out. I find, super cycle, that word has been so abused previously. I'm very hesitant to use it. Let me take a quick step back from that and say, okay, do you maybe have a little bit of an argument there for having printed some kind of double bottom and at least, coming back up to that trend line? Sure. And so what this is highlighting is potentially breaking through that trend line, coming back, successfully retesting, and then up and away.
And now, Twinkie, since we're already on the topic of Bitcoin, we're about to dive into it, man. Can you?
Yeah, I like mags too.
Yeah, can you give us a quick summary, man? I didn't get to watch that one video you sent me because I just clocked into work.
Oh, Uncle Bob?
Yeah, on Bob Lucas, what Bob Lucas is talking about. If you can just give him a quick summary as to what he stated. But you guys don't know, Charlie's technical analysis is based, well, not all of it. I mean, he learned from other guys too, man, like Brett Bressert and all the other cats, man, and Bill Williams and shit like that, man. But one of the guys he follows a lot is Bob Lucas, man, and he's the guy that created the 60-day cycle. So go for it, Twinksters.
Yeah. So, many of us refer to it as Lucas cycles. So it's like a 40-ish minute video that Uncle Bob posted, and I encourage everyone to go watch it. Short version, there's what the teacher teaches and what the student learns. So what was my takeaway on the video? And I encourage people to go watch, and, if Boogie like name drops some indicator or some book, or I mention something, I generally recommend, at least spend a few minutes just kind of like poking around and see what you take away, because what you take away from it might not be what I take away from it. And I'm looking for things that help me piece together my own puzzle. And that's just based on my current skill set and my learning and how I retain information. And Boogie and I were talking about some other indicators off screen that I'm like exploring just to see if it helps me fill out areas and holes in my analysis. Anyway, Bob Lucas, 60-day cycles, aka Lucas cycles, and he also gets into other things like weekly cycles and other durations. One of the scenarios he was outlining, and this is not a sky is falling thing, he just does cover it as a possibility in his video, was this notion of, hey, we may still get a market peak later in the year, which would conclude the 4-year cycle, retrace, and then come back up for a higher peak in 2026. And it may look like it is a continuation of this cycle, when in reality, it is a severely left translated next 4-ish year cycle. So peak up earlier in the year. Let's just say, conversationally say first half of the year, and it's basically 2 to 3 years of shit.
Yeah, I concur, man. And
we're gonna have to make some interesting choices if we think it's gonna look like that.
Yeah, well, with that stated, let me pull this shit down. I think we can have this conversation with our audience. Is let's say the next peak is in October, bro, and then we end up dipping like we did in 2021, and then we peaked again in November, bro. A lot of people that dumped. I think when was the first high, bro? I can't remember when the first high was in 2020. We dumped really bad, and then we came back up in November.
I think it was April, May. I want to say.
May. Well, imagine this shit. Let's say the high is in October, bro, and then we end up dumping hardcore because conventionally we run on 4 years. About 1,067 days, give or take, bro, from the Bitcoin bottom to the top, bro. On average, that's what I've checked from the fucking TA that I've done. Let's say we end up dumping in October, and we're thinking, oh, this is the end of the fucking 60-day cycle. But you've got that data on the back of your fucking head that we've got another possibility of having even a stronger run in February. You're going to have to make some serious choices in October, bro. Like, dog, do I dump 80% of my bag now, 90% of my bag right now, hold on to 20, wait till October, bro, wait till February into 2026. So these are things that you have to take consideration. Let's say you're a younger guy, bro, and you can afford to risk a couple of years, man. Say, you know what, fuck it. I'm holding this shit all the way into fucking the top of where Bob Lucas is saying it's going to happen, if it happens. And then you end up selling there, bro. So these are questions you're going to have to ask yourselves, monkeys. Also depending as to what your age is, man, and how far you're away, and how important retirement is to you now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, and what you think the dollar is going to look like, when you get to retirement age, if there is retirement age, I foresee a scenario where they're going to raise retirement age before we get there.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I love Ted Cruz, bro. I mean, I love his politics, and a lot of people don't like him. I don't like the fact that he's pro fucking like we need to defend Israel and all this other shit, bro. I think America first is primary. But one of the things that I don't think it was him. No, it was him. Him to
On Tucker?
no, it was Ted Cruz and that had mentioned that they want to raise the retirement age, and I think Ben Shapiro was advocating for that as well, past 65, which is I think is a bunch of bullshit, bro. You know what I'm saying I don't like that, and a lot of people don't like that, man. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah, it's
but they may have to end up doing it, bro, because there's no ands, ifs, or buts about it, and we're not printing as much people as we used to, bro.
printing people. That's a good way of putting it. But that's true globally, right? And so going back to aspects of medical science, we have to find a way to extract more value of healthcare per unit of healthcare. So there's this concept in healthcare, like not to get super dystopian on people, but it's called squaring the curve. There's a great like satire book, Boomsday, BOOM, like boom bomb, Boomsday, where it talks about this concept and a great book. Anyway, at some point in time, it's like, oh, due to drains on the system, basically you require more healthcare as you get older, and the impact of healthcare rendered to you generally is less impactful, especially as you start getting out the tail end of your life, like your twilight years, so to speak. So how do you get more value per unit of healthcare? And it's going to be interesting to see what places like South Korea, Japan do, because their population is upside down, and it's going to like on track to be wildly upside down. A lot of developed nations facing this scenario. So through what combination of regenerative medicine, AI tech, and robotics? Like you get a robotic nurse, robotic surgeon, right? That would help offset that needing people to go to the patient's home or go to the person's home and help with aspects of healthcare. Yeah, it's real interesting to see how this is all going to play out. Yeah, I foresee retirement age getting raised. The dollar will continue to be worth less, and the best thing you can do is, I think, take matters into your own hands, not in a self-delete kind of way, but plan for your own future and execute.
Yeah, man.
So don't rely on a maybe.
Yeah, dude. And another thing, monkeys, and I don't want to sound like that one scene in RoboCop, bro, where they reprogrammed him, bro, and he's talking about nutrition and shit. Well, I forgot a lot of you guys Zoomers here. And
the original RoboCop, not like the newest one, which wasn't bad, by the way. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, they reprogram him, bro. And he goes, now a word on nutrition, bro. And they're like, dude, this RoboCop's corny, and they spray paint on him, bro. And not to sound corny, cats, but please, bro, be on top of your fucking game, bro, as we're approaching the end of this year, dude. Be on top of your fucking game, bro. You can't gaff this off anymore, dude. You got to check the charts regularly, man. If you're not somebody that's a TA guy, bro, try to learn something as simple as 60-day cycles, or something simple like the FA, bro. A lot of FA as far as the market cap on Bitcoin or the overall crypto market cap. Those things are very important, bro. And they're very important because we're approaching the time where we may have to start taking profits soon, if the Lord permits, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you may just have to make certain decisions. I would encourage people to have a plan. Not that you can't revise a plan, but like have a plan. You don't want to make the decision in the moment. It's one of the things I've been working on over the last, several months, is to spend more time planning in advance. So when the time comes, I don't need to spend so much brain power planning. I just need to execute.
Exactly. Because you've already got it set.
Like
it's default training.
Before I go to sleep tonight, I will have planned out my week. The end.
Do you schedule your shit?
I've started doing that increasingly so. Like, okay, obvious stuff like daytime gig, like getting to the gym and some other things, that's like where those things don't rotate, that makes it a little easier. But if it's like, okay, I got to get this done, I got to get this errand done, I got to mow the lawn, I want to get archery practice in. I know that takes a certain amount of time. And if I put it on the calendar at a set date and time and I get the ding, it is infinitely more likely I will adhere to that versus I will get to it sometime tomorrow, sometime this week. The odds of that just plummet drastically.
Yeah, man. And that's not a bad thing, man. It's a big, what's the name of that one cat, that one bald looking dude that could have been an NFL player. He comes out in fresh and fit all the time. Bill Carter or Brandon Carter. He always talks about Like, dude, the guy does not procrastinate. He keeps a schedule fucking set. And I think Hermosi does the same shit, bro.
Yeah, the Hormozis do it too. Shout out to Alex and Layla. Yeah.
Bro, I tried applying it, dude. I mean, dude, it helps out a lot. Fucking Tonyo, bro. Next pump, I'm taking so many screenshots, dude. I'm guilty of this, by the way, Tinky.
I've done it too, you know.
You know damn well you and I did that shit with Giga Chat with our friends, bro. You know,
100%. I'm glad I took a little off the table. Wish I had taken more.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Shout out to Will Stevenson, man. I like that smash button. Make sure you monkeys like the fucking video. I want to see 38 likes on this motherfucking video. I want to see my homie Twinkie get 38 subscribes, man. His information is at the bottom. Shout out to Will Stevenson, man. The other day, bro, I saw him actually running the instruction manual on the Marine Corps manual on how to fucking properly shoot the M16 rifle, homie. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. He even got down on the prone, bro, and taught us the prone position in his room, bro. Shout out to fucking Stevenson, bro. That's a passion right there, dude. Oh, and he is right. Train your stupid away. You're going to say something, Twiggy.
No, it's taking a sip. I was also going to say, like, we got to get a range day.
Yeah. I bet we got to, yeah, I definitely would love to have a range day, bro. I'd be gangster, bro.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. Be a good time. Get Will out there. Get some other folks that, you know, want to roll through. Maybe next meetup somewhere, somehow, some way. Or maybe we'll just reconvene elsewhere in the country just to, you know, have a good time.
Yeah, man. I concur, bro. Fallout Zone, best thing to do is to make a checklist. I concur, man. I concur, bro. This may be one of your followers, Twinkie. Shout out to all your Twitter followers.
I guess.
You know what I'm saying?
It's got to be somebody rolling through on Twitch. We appreciate it.
Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon famously said, "Plan onto the very end." Yeah, dude. I mean, look, man. Being a fucking world fucking conqueror like that, fucking dude, you got to have some type of fucking scheduling capabilities, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, like, think about the worst possible thing that could happen. Now avoid that, right? Like, okay, yeah, it's like half pithy and being joking, but there's some degree of seriousness to it in the sense that what could zero you out? Then just prevent it. Work to prevent that stuff, right? And it's one of those things I think, especially as we get older and more experienced, right? Like, in many ways, you just going back to where we were talking earlier, you become less resilient, in certain respects, less physically capable. Sure, you're hopefully more experienced, but as you get more knowledge, I think, well, generally humanity has a fear bias, right? And so there's somebody dumber than you who's made like 100 to 1,000 to 1,000,000 times more money than you've made.
Dude,
and
there's a ton of OnlyFans chicks, Twinkie, that have fucking blown us
right,
up.
like how and why, and you know, throwing like simping and all that other stuff to the side for a second. It's, in many respects, they don't have a lot of the self-doubts. I think that comes with, like, okay, you've seen more, you've experienced more, you understand there are a lot more ways things can go wrong, or you're smart, and so you can see certain patterns in the system, and you're more apt to find ways things that can go wrong versus ways things can go right. But you'll probably find there's a handful of things that can really mess you up that are more likely than others. Just structure things in such a way that those things are prevented or at least managed, and then carry forward.
Yeah.
Start with the end in mind and just be like, what can fuck me up? Okay, put things in place to stop that.
Yeah, I concur 155%, Twixters. 110%, bro. That'll prevent you from fucking up and shit like that, especially like getting your fucking wallet drained and stuff like that. But enough of that. Let us move on to the charts, Twinkie, because people want to see pretty fucking lines up there, bro.
Yeah, and you know, they trust people with the crayons.
And Marines and their crayons, homie. They taste great.
Yeah.
I love the red ones, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You might as well munch on them before, Bobby Kennedy gets them all banned.
Yeah, I know, man. Takes out all the fucking artificial dyes and that shit.
Takes out all the fun.
Yeah. Didn't they fucking remove fucking dyes from Smuckers now? They're gonna end up doing that.
Yeah. Yes. I had posted that. Like, Smuckers says they're gonna remove a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, side note, that's why Twinkies have such long shelf lives. They used to be, I think it was like a banana cream cake way back in the day, like original recipes. Fast forward, modern Twinkies, as I recall, don't have any cream in them. Like, there's no dairy in them, which is why they have such long shelf lives.
Okay. That's weird.
I don't know what it is in them, but wow. Whatever.
Wow, man. Do you even like Twinkies, Twinkie?
I mean, once in a, rare blue moon.
No. Okay, look, man. Like, all right, dog. For example, man, When I feel like I want to cheat and I want to go for like a little Debbie fucking pastry, I'll go for like a Star Crunch or a motherfucking one of those oatmeal cookies, bro. I'll go for that. But do you ever go out of your way to go eat a motherfucking Twinkie?
No, very, very rarely. If I'm gonna have like something junky, I generally want peanut M&Ms. That's like that's number one on the list. Secondarily is generally like some kind of ice cream, like real ice cream. Which, a side note, Boogie, I was like, I messaged you a few weeks back. I was like, oh, like interesting study. Like the real ice cream turns out looks like it helps prevent diabetes.
Oh, the real ice cream.
Yeah, like real ice cream. Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Anyway.
Pretty lines, bro. Pretty
pretty lines, colors, and questions and mysteries of the universe.
Yeah. All right, monkeys. Pretty lines here, man. BTC's been doing fabulously, bro. This is on the daily. Of course, you see the awesome oscillator at the bottom, bro. And I'll explain that to you momentarily, bro. What we're seeing right now, man, Bitcoin is currently it's driving through the current area where we are at a fair value gap. Now, mind you, there is other fair value gaps that I think we have already compromised. Of course, for example, we've already compromised this fair value gap right here. We've already compromised that, and we're riding above it, which means we fed off it pretty well. For you cats that don't know, fair value gaps are like fuel zones for the market. And especially if you get like overlapping fair value gaps, like you see this fucking orange and green box right there. That's an area Bitcoin tends to go more magnetic to, bro, because it wants to go pick up fuel so it can continue running. We've already broken past that. And you can see we're quickly approaching this area over here, which I got as a BOS, break of structure, man. That's an area we do have to immediately compromise, man. And that price point is going to be at about 109. Now, what's cool about this is if you activate the EMA ribbon, and if you cats remember, we are fanning out a little bit, which means we are getting volatility, man. And it can also act as an area of support, means that everything is trending in an upward fashion. As far as the 60-day cycle goes, which is what Charlie really loves, or what Bob Lucas came up with, it seems currently we're at about day number 25. Usually on 60-day cycles, man, they do happen. Like one just recently happened, but you never really end up going under, how do I phrase this, bro? Help me out here with words, Twinkie. In other words, the lowest high will be at least day 7 in a Bob Lucas 60-day cycle. You get me, Twinkie?
Yeah. Like statistically, if you're gonna have more of like a right translated cycle, it'll be like after that
Yeah. But even in left translated, even in left translated cycles, bro, you always go above 7. And right here, right now, we've only gotten a high about day numero cuatro. Now, it doesn't mean. I think my dog fucking swallowed a hairball or some shit, man. He keeps coughing shit up, man. So, with that stated, the high that we have gotten is day 7. Which tells me that we still have room to run to at least get something higher past that day 4 mark. And we're at least heading for that. Of course, the first area we do have to compromise is 109. And I think once we beat out this area about 110, and look where it's at, man. It's a psychological number. We may get a little bit of resistance there, man, because it is a psychological area. And we do have 3 candles on there acting as an area of resistance for the time being, bro. And let me draw it up for you cats.
Yeah, so just like kind of quickly eyeballing that too, it looks like there's a descending trend line you could draw in at the top on the daily, right? Like kind of eyeballing 3 points of contact.
Right here? Yeah. I had noticed that. But one thing I did pick up on it, I was, let's see if I can get my fucking channel here, bro. I haven't used the channel in a while. Let's see. Boom.
Okay.
There you go. So, and that, if you look at it, it's somewhat of a makeshift fucking bull flag. You know what I'm saying? Because you could argue that this is, where's my trend line? You could argue that this is the fucking pole right here. Let me go ahead and fucking get a line and go 4 pixels and change this to the color red so you guys can get a better idea. Especially you guys that are fucking rolling and like fucking 18-wheelers and shit watching me. You can see that right there. See how it looks like a bull flag? Like a giant-ass fucking bull flag? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and for folks who are, let's say, a little newer to TA or newer to the channel too, when we talk about some of these cycle counts and some of these things, there is an element of speculation while at the same time having certain patterns that people have seen previously. Certainly stuff Boogie's seen, I've seen, some of our friends in chat have seen, other analysts have seen. But the market does what the market does under certain conditions, and we're taking probabilistic bets. Really, is what we're looking to do.
Yeah, and everything seems like it's primed. And I think one of the reasons that this is happening is because it got voted on that the big beautiful bill will actually get voted on the floor, and it seems now that they've already accounted for the possibility of getting 51 votes with the help of JD Vance. Hence why the market is bullish, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the market, I think that's another one too, is we're not decoupled from the market, right? We've had periods where we've increasingly decoupled from it, but I would not by any stretch of the imagination say we're decoupled from the market. Things like liquidity and overall credit available in the system will have cascading influences on things like the S&P 500, NASDAQ, crypto sector, many other aspects and industries. So we've been putting in all-time highs and rebounding on the stock market. I'm with Boogie overall. Like the spring is increasingly coiled.
Yeah, and it's like Charlie says, man, the buoy's been taken real deep into water, man. It looks like it's about to pop up, which kind of like leads into my next statement about the awesome oscillator, which is what we're looking at the screen right now. Now, for you monkeys that don't know, this is the awesome oscillator. Usually, for the most part, as soon as you get 3 candles or 3 columns in the opposite direction, it pretty much confirms you're going to start going in the direction. And you can see you have a little bit of a fucking head and shoulder here, man. And then anytime you go into the negatives, which means you start dipping downwards in the opposite fashion of where you see these columns at, that means that the market's going bearish. Now, I did notice this last week. We did come down here, and then we started trending upward, and I saw the columns coming back up. We've already crossed zero again, and we've been consistently starting the fucking climb, bro. Now, this is one of the Bob Lucas indicators, man. I think this is his second wise man. Quote me on that. Maybe number 3 or number 4. I can't remember the order that they're in. If you cats that don't know, not Bob Lucas, Bill Williams, he runs Wiseman and a total of 4 or 5. And this is one of them. This is one of the indicators. Now, let me take off all these pretty fucking drawings and let's look at the Bill Williams alligator. Anytime you see these fucking lines, the green, the red, and the blue indicates the jaw of the alligator. The red line indicates the fucking teeth. Well, I like to call it the tongue because the tongue would be red in a cartoon. And then the green would indicate like the fucking the lips of the alligator. Whenever you see these lines going in a certain direction and not fucking like converging the way they are, bro, that means the market is about 80 to 85% going to trend that way on average. And right now, it seems like we've gotten rid of this fucking sideways chop and we're starting to trend in upward fashion. Now, another aspect you can add to this is his fractals. Anytime you get a fractal above that red line or below that red line, depending which way it's trending, it's going to indicate that more than likely by a balance of probabilities, you're going to go up. And hence, that's what we're seeing right now, man. Things are looking very, very bullish, man. I think that this is going to get fucking crazy, bro. As soon as the big, beautiful bill gets across. And I think Trump's original plan was to go ahead and get it signed by July 4th. Now, mind you, and I'll pull up the FOMC chart momentarily. Mind you, he has made mention, bro, that he's sick and tired of Jerome Powell playing his fuck games. And I don't blame him, bro. He gave, and I've been saying this for the longest time, man. Jerome Powell gave fucking Biden badass fucking interest rate cuts, bro. Like 0.5 fucking cuts, bro, when inflation was higher. And right now, inflation's fucking fabulous, and Jerome Powell don't want to give him a fucking inch, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, as per what I'm seeing in the FOMC meeting, next, if subject to change, mind you, we're not going to get a rate cut on July
30th. About a month.
Yeah, but it is saying that we may end up getting one in September. Of course, this is subject to change.
On a dime too. Like there's a assorted array of information come up. So we got what I think Jay Powell has some sort of scheduled talk or speech this week, I believe, on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So that's forthcoming. There's manufacturing data, some job opening data coming up, June jobs report and the like. And then short week this week, shout out to USA for July 4th, celebrating our Independence Day.
Yeah, man, I'm going to be fucking partying it up, bro. Drinking tequila on July 4th, bro. Even though it's not an American drink. Nevertheless, I'll still pound some tequila for you cats. You know what I'm saying?
It's one of those Gulf of America drinks.
Yeah, Gulf of America drinks, dude. With that stated, now we're on the weekly. Again, Bill Williams alligator is trending in an upward fashion, man. Seems like things are pretty bullish. But note, Awesome Oscillator is starting to say that on the weekly, we're starting to lose a little bit of support. Now, if you look at this as of recent on the weekly, man, from the date and time frame of January 2023, man, the dips that we did get weren't that fucking bad, bro. You can see that these little. Let me pull this up so you cats can clearly see this shit. You see that right there? And then we went for a gigantic fucking monsters run. And then we ended up dumping a little bit, and then we went for a gigantic monsters run. Now we didn't even get a little bit of a dip, but it seems that we are going to lose a little bit of fucking power. I mean, with the way the market's going, of course, on the weekly, it's going to happen, man. Market has to retrace. But in the immediate time frame for the daily, man, I'm expecting our bags to fucking pump, which is fucking badass. Now, Twinkie did point something out, man, and he did mention this to me, bro, and this is something you cats may want to remember. Ricky Romero, this is something you may want to remember, bro. This will help you out a lot. If anything, learn this, bro. Shout out to Twinkie for reminding me about this, bro. 50-point moving average on the weekly, bro. Anytime we go below this, at least 3 candles worth, at that point in time, bro, we're probably in a bear market, if anything. And of course, I'm not talking about wicks. I'm talking about candle bodies.
Closes. Yeah. Yeah. It's really candle closes. When you start closing below the 50-week moving average, and keep in mind, that's a lagging indicator. So you may want to just, again, have price targets, have a plan, have a strategy. If you kind of, Boogie, if you kind of like keep, thank you. You can see once you start diving below the 50-week moving average, you're sliding your way into the bear market.
Right here, Twinkie, so they can see it clearly right here in this area.
Yeah, so that pretty yellow line, that's the 50-week moving average. So that's I'd say a pretty reliable indicator. It's music's probably coming to a halt. Take your chips off the table. Again, just because it's worked that way in the past doesn't mean it will work that way in the future. Anything can happen. Not financial advice. Blah 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 blah. So it's part of my, like, one of the indicators I have on my checklist, but I'll be looking at other things too. Like, where are we in relation to the 50-week moving average? What's the total market look like for RSI? What's pi cycle top look like? What do some of the apps look like? What do the volumes of transactions look like? I've got multiple things on my personal checklist, and certainly I'll be sharing how I see things develop as we go, especially as we get closer to what I think is the end of the market. But I have my own personal numbers I'm looking for, which are life-changing for me. And so I will plan on taking the majority of chips off the table if I either, 1, hit those numbers, or 2, certain conditions are being met that makes me think, hey, this section of the bull market's going to be significantly wrapping up. It's time for me to leave the casino.
Yeah. So there you go, monkeys. Then that's a mouthful right there. Now, going back to this shit that Twinkie had told me, and look, if you cats got in, I know some of you monkeys, bro, within the fucking Moon Gang got in at the bottom of the bear market, or when we were starting to climb up, you still managed to catch it at 29 and shit like that. It's fabulous, dude. But me and Twinkie actually rode these 2 tops, bro. We got up here, bro, and then boom, we went all the way down this way. But check this out, man. As soon as we crossed into that zone, bro, candle close on the weekly, bro. The second one, look where it went. Look where the third one went. Now, mind you, if we do get one candle close, that does not fully indicate that the market's heading that way. This was probably a very scary time. Remember earlier we were having the conversation that there was 2 tops in 2021? Look how scary that shit is, man. Look at this shit right here. Look at these 2, man. You got one, and then you got, well, it didn't close above it, but dude, that people would start panicking right there, man. So start looking at this. Remember this in your mind. Save this to your trading view, bro. And trading view lets you have 2 indicators. This would be a great one to put on the weekly, homie. You know what I'm saying? And then
if you want to have one that's like kind of default locked in for a weekly chart, sure. As long as, or you can scribble it down and be like, all right, once a week, check the 50-week moving average and see how we're stacking up in relation to it.
So there you go, monkeys. And look at this shit. 1, 2, 3. That's it. We went into crypto winter, bro.
You had that relief rally, right? Which I'm sure caught some people off guard. And keep in mind, this is Bitcoin, which we're using as a general proxy for the total market. I will, shout out to the Phantom guys, because they pumped so late last cycle, like early 22 for a good several months was definitely Phantom season. There was still some money to be made there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Harry A and torpedoing all the tomb forks back then.
Fucking Harry A, bro. How can you be a fucking, watch him fucking come after me, bro. How can you be a fucking billionaire, bro, and get pussy whooped like that, homie?
Yeah, it's like such a public beatdown.
Yeah, man, dude. You could fucking, dude. You can even keep it ninja, man. Make people sign NDAs. Get yourself a fucking gangsta ass dating coach, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, his dumbass posted it all over the internet.
Aye, bro. Aye, man.
Anyway.
What happens when you get taught by boomers, bro, to love a woman? You know what I'm saying?
Well, like, money amplifies things in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah, it does, bro.
Right. And so, like, if you're a weak person, you're just gonna have a weak person with more money. And like we were talking about the other night, you know, like can't really trust weak people.
Yeah. Remember that conversation we had?
Yeah.
Man? That was a pretty deep conversation.
Yeah.
A funny one too, nevertheless.
Yeah. One of these days we'll do like a separate philosophy podcast or something. Anyway.
Yeah. Fallout Zone, bro. Pauly Bish. He needs the cut. I concur, man.
And I want to be fair. Like, do I think? Okay, there's an element of like pump my bags. I think Powell's between a rock and a hard place because the U.S. government, the U.S. people, the country is between a rock and a hard place. So there's some portion where I actually kind of do feel bad for Jay Powell. I'd love to have that guy, like, you know, get a couple of drinks with him and just like see what he has to say. And I'll, you know, I'd sign an NDA or whatever. I'm just like curious. I just love to pick his brain. It seems like he seems like an okay-ish guy to me in the grand scheme of things. And there's the whole board of governors that make, you know, certain recommendations and votes. But when it comes to aspects of this, I think there's a concern of inflation, right? And younger people are basically priced out of homes in a lot of situations. And what is it? It's really inflation. Assets have done a better job of accruing value and basically capturing the inflation in a lot of ways. Like, okay, we printed a bunch more dollars, more of that money wound up in assets, which is why we're all playing in the crypto space to begin with. But for your normie friends and like normally, you know, people who are not in crypto and not taking shots, homes are generally priced out for them. It's not going to be a thing. And so I can understand the concern of dropping rates and potentially cascading inflation, which will create further disparities in asset prices to pump boomer bags. I get it. I get the concern. Right, wrong. There is no easy way out. There is no correct answer. Somebody's getting the short end of the stick. We're at the stage. The only way out is through.
Yeah, I concur, man. 110%, Twinkie. Deep minds, my friends. Deep minds and great data, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, we got more colored lines to talk about.
Yeah, but first we got to acknowledge somebody that fucking loves the data that we dropped on him, bro.
Absolutely. He's one of our ardent supporters. We appreciate you, man.
Crossfire, man. Shout out to you, amigo. Probably one of our biggest fans of the tacos and KimChi gang, bro. You know what I'm saying? See, what I'm expecting in the future, Twinkie. This is what I'm expecting to see in the future, bro. I expect to see like the Moon Gang, bro, and like little fucking like pocket elements, bro, within the Moon Gang, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Right. Like we'll all kind of like have our own little sub cliques and whatever. And, you know, if you've been out to some of the events, like people gravitate towards whomever they gravitate towards because you got something in common, or it's like a funny story, or you saw some crazy shit, or you went to the after hours events. And, you know, yeah. Got to protect the innocent. But if you know, you know.
If you know, you know, man. Hex Glenn. Hey, what's up, amigo? How's it going, man?
What's good, Glenn? Glad to see you, man.
Moving on to the pretty lines. See what we got for pretty lines, man. Solana. Look a little bit of Solana, man. I've been running a little bit of that. Of course, I've been running 20-day cycles of Solana. Solana's been pretty consistent with the 20-day cycles, believe it or not. We just finished the 17-day, bro. And it seems currently that we are on a 7-day, bro. I wish I could drop the common fair value gaps that we do have right now because I see some big-ass ones, bro. Especially here on the daily in this general area right here. Una Ayi. And then there is another one over there. This may be, I'd have to check my notes, Twinkie. But you see this one here at the bottom?
Yep.
That may be an order block because it's sweeping liquidity at the bottom. And then you got to have a fair value gap above it. And then you got a break of structure. Those are 3 rules that you got to have in order to have a fucking order block. So if we fucking paint this one, and of course I would put it as a different color. I'm just doing it for expediency right now. This would be your order block, meaning that, well, fuck, it's already been mitigated, Twinkie. Shit. Order blocks can only be mitigated once. And you can see that this candle ended up picking it up over here, bro. And those are the most attractive for the market to go to, bro. And usually when you have an order block, you get a fair value gap above it, which we did have. And then you got to get a break of structure. So the immediate break of structure was right here at this point, and that indicates that, yeah, that was an order block. And you can see we're starting to run to the upside. Of course, this is a bigger fair value gap, and we are teetering at the bottom of it. But if you look at this one, it has a W at the end of it, which is a fair value gap on the weekly, which means that it's more powerful, or the market seeks those out more than the regular conventional daily ones. And you can see that we're trending in that area. Now, we're at about day 7, day 8, as a matter of fact. If we end up finishing around day 14, that would put us around June 6th or July 6th, a couple days after fucking July 4th. But look at the awesome oscillator at the bottom, man. You could see that it's starting to reverse to the upside. We're still in the negative area, but we're starting to reverse to the upside. And historically, well, not in this aspect, but this recent one that we had, we ended up getting fucking triple top here, a little bit of a head and shoulders type one. I'm wondering if we're going to end up doing the same here. Awesome oscillators indicating that we probably are going to start reversing pretty soon. And if we're on barely day 8, we may end up going all the way up to about day 17, which would put us around July 9th, to about day 21, which would be about July 25th or July 13th. I take that back. You're going to say something.
Now, Boogie, do you do much by way of cycle counts on TradFi market, like NASDAQ, S&P?
I've ran some on S&P 500, but S&P 500 actually runs on 60-day cycles, homie, believe it or not.
So I know certain markets like can be broken down into multiple 20s is where I'm going with this. So I'm wondering if you had seen any correlation or anything that jumped out at you when looking at like Solana cycles versus potentially aspects of TradFi, since we know VCs have a pretty heavy hand in the Solana chain.
It wouldn't surprise me, Twinkie. It would make sense.
Just wondering.
Probably have a lot of boomer money in this shit. I mean, if Robert Kiyosaki's in this, bro, and a lot of boomers follow Kiyosaki, you know, down most some other big time fucking money boomers in this shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure people got in when it was like down at the sub $20, and they've just been hanging on to it. And I've had firsthand opportunity to see aspects of what like even a B- grade market maker can do to things.
Yeah, but you've seen that, Twinkie. You know.
I've seen it like personally, real time. It's so as far as like sweeping liquidity and order blocks, absolutely.
Yeah, so I think Solana. I have to back check on this chart. I don't want to do it right now because I mean I want to move on to the next token and show you guys the fragrance of the day. But I remember Solana got down to about $12 in the bear market. I'm saying, give or take. And this is one of the aspects, man, that the market kicks your ass on, bro. And this is something that I'm learning, and I'm probably not going to make the same mistake the following market. Probably with Sui, as a matter of fact, bro, because Sui is probably the new Solana. Solana was at about $12-13, bro. It's now at 152. Recent high that it got to, bro. Was this the recent high? Yeah, recent high that it got to. We shot up all the way up over here to about 296, bro. This shit was at fucking $10, bro. My dumbass got greedy. I got greedy, bro, and I spent that money on Illuvium instead, bro. You know what I'm saying? If I would have put it in, I told myself I got Illuvium.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. You know.
And it leads you back, like, dude, don't let go of the fucking OGs, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially something that's VC backed like this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And if it's got some staying power, and this is one of the hard things, in the space. Picks and shovels, right, versus individual projects. And we've talked a little bit about this when we've looked at some different AI agents and AI agent coins and that whole space. I've said before, it's really hard to pick a winning coin on the chain. A lot of cases, it's way easier just to pick good chains. And I to Boogie, your point, I'm going to have to reevaluate some things next cycle.
Yes, completely, bro. I'm not. And Twinkie, I'm putting a lot more money into BTC instead of alts, bro. And at the bottom, you know what I'm saying?
Well, right now, BTC's got the strongest argument, right? Like, if you put more money into BTC, you would have more time to rotate out of it. And we've seen it pull away from a lot of the other chains. And so, again, coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Lesson learned.
It's also timing, right? Like, if some of our positions and entries, from between here and the end of the market rip, 100x, then you're gonna look like a friggin' genius. And that's one of the funny things about life in a lot of ways is the words used to describe many of our decisions are entirely dependent on the outcome of those decisions. You take a long shot bet and it plays off in your favor. You're a genius. It was bold. It was daring. It was cunning. You get wrecked. You're a fucking moron. You're a loser. You're an idiot. And it's all just because of the outcome.
Yeah. Yeah. In other words, man, I hate to say this about Mexican fighters, bro. Roger Mayweather said this about Mexican fighters. He said, man, love Mexican fighters, bro. But the problem Mexican fighters, bro, they fight with their heart, not with their mind. You know what I'm saying? And we fight with our mind. He's talking about Floyd, of course, bro, and his team, the money team. He said, dude, we fight with our mind. And then if we have to dig deep, then we use the heart. Mexicans put it all out there at the front. So with that stated, my heart was telling me, hey, get some fucking alluvion, make some fucking bank, be bold, do this shit. Great, fabulous, bro. But if I would have thought a little bit more with my mind, then I would have been knee deep in Solana instead of alluvion. You know what I'm saying, dog?
Yeah, and certainly it's, outpaced BTC overall for a good chunk of this market. And at the end of the day, what it really comes down to, we were talking about this last night, Boogie, is your entry versus your exit, right? In a lot of cases, fuck what the rest of the chart's saying, what the rest of the market's doing. It really comes down to at what price did you buy, at what price did you sell? That's it, because that's what really impacts your life.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. So with that stated, continuing with Solana, bro, and the pretty lines, and I won't bore you with this too much, guys.
I got one more quick comment. I got one more quick comment on that one, Boogie. Because we were talking about this the other night, about AI and energy and stuff like that. So if you look at, generally speaking, like the upper end of the stock market. So when I talk about stuff like that, I mean, think about your huge companies, stuff like Apple, Microsoft, Google, right, Meta, Facebook, Amazon, stuff like that. In general, since like 1995 or so, the top 1/4 to 1/3 of stocks in the top 25, like the listing in the top 25, roughly 1/4 to 1/3 of that has changed out every 5 years. Right?
Repeat that.
Yeah. So think about like top 25 in the stock market. Every 5 years, you can pretty reliably bank that 1/4 to 1/3 of that will have rotated to something different.
Okay.
Right. So there's a conversation. I think that a question would be, fast forward 5 years, is Bitcoin still the big dog? It's certainly got the best argument for it, right? Based on history, it's got the best argument. But there's stuff that was huge in the 80s that's nowhere to be found now.
Yeah.
There's stuff that was huge 5 years ago that's nowhere to be found now, right?
Like Pontiac, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So the question is Bitcoin going to continue to be a blue chip? And I would not bet against it. It's also, I'm sure I'm going to invite some level of heresy, get branded, but I think it's a fair question. Staking for 15.2 years on something like Hex, and we can, get to that here in a little bit. Is Hex, the contract will exist. What's the condition of Hex versus the rest of the market in 15.2 years? Your guess is as good as mine, right? So I have where I'm going with all this is Solana for me is kind of a midterm bag, and full transparency, full disclosure. I bought most of my Solana last cycle. I did not sell most of my Solana. I left most of it staked through the bear market, and it's worked out okay for me.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that thing. You haven't thought about that in a while.
Yeah, it funded a lot of other entries. So if you find yourself in a position where it's hey, I don't know what's going to happen, you might want to consider consolidating down to certain bags and potentially staking stuff out through the bear market. Of course, I'm not necessarily encouraging you to be a community member for a token, but if you find yourself in that position, you're fuck, kind of didn't quite play this one right, might want to look into see what your opportunities are for leveraging what you got, that may be staking, that may be LPing or other things.
Yeah, man. So there you go, man. Yeah. Solana's going to I think Solana's going to be here a while. I mean, because VCs, bro, of course, VCs at the end of the day. But then again,
it's going to be hard to kill.
It all depends on BTC, homie. It all depends on BTC. And with that stated, Solana, we did compromise the EMA ribbon, bro, which was bearish. And we are now using it as support. So shout out to Solana on the EMA ribbon. But we are heading into that fair value gap on the weekly, which I told you the market's very attracted to. But we do have that 200 EMA acting as an area of resistance, bro. Dog, I'm going to stop you right here. And that's at about 159.78. And what's wild about this? It's right in the fucking middle of that fair value gap on the weekly, homie. What a fucking
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know we're imminently coming up on July. I believe the Solana smartphone, like the new mobile phone. Was it Seeker Labs or whatever the hell that phone is? I think the new one is out in August. I think it's shipping in August. So you might see some activity, hopefully a bit of a run up in August on Solana. Now that might be a run up relative to the rest of the market, aka market slides down, but Solana is outperforming and like holding up better than the rest of the market. We will find out, like maybe July 30th. Hey, we're taking a 25, 50 basis point cut with the Fed. Maybe we do a little more of this. We will find out in the coming weeks how that's all going to shape up. But I know that Solana phone is coming out.
I thought it was out already. I thought they had released it.
Well, they've have one, but there's a new one coming out.
Okay. I remember there was a game with GigaChat coins in it and shit like that.
Yeah. I think it's the same device.
Mm-hmm. It could be. It would make sense. I'm saying it's just got coins in it. Or not.
Yeah.
Coins.
Well, it's gonna have a wallet built into it, right? Yeah. Like off rip, like a Solana phone, like wallet built off rip, and supposedly it's going to have different apps that can process gaming and payments through the Solana blockchain on it.
Yeah.
And of course airdrops too.
I concur, man. So Tonio made a good comment. You got to treat it like blackjack. Did you make the best call with the info available at the time?
That's it, man. Like shout out to one of my old coaches, Derek. He's like, look, man, like you do the best you can with what you got at the time you're there, and you just let the chips fall where they will. Yeah,
I concur, man. Will Stevens is probably talking about, because they do have a book show over there on DGen Roundtable. Shout out to the DGen Roundtable. Make sure you monkey subscribe to DRT. Here, Will Stevenson's one of those members over there, man. Thinking in Bets by Annie Oakley. They do have a book club, bro. So I'm assuming this is one of the books that they did cover over there, man. Shout out to you, Will. And then Agent Fox, keep it up, brothers. Ain't no problemo, amigo. Glad to have you back, dog. Glad to have you back, man. Fallout Zone. We need another Richard Hart bit, bro. I would like to see Richard Hart start streaming consistently. But then again, we cannot afford him. We cannot afford to see that man in cuffs, bro.
No.
The majority of the crypto space would love to see fucking RH in cuffs, bro. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure he wants that Interpol thing cleared, and we were talking last night, like he's got to maintain OPSEC, right? Like should always show up wearing the same outfit, right? Like same time of day, same lighting, same control, nothing on the background, nothing that gives up his location.
Yeah, he's got to be completely fucking ninja about his location and shit like that, bro. Not, dude, even his hairstyle, bro. They can say, well, I mean, he cannot get like a because where I reside, Twinkie barbers, they leave their signature on your hair, bro, a little bit.
Yeah.
They don't really write the signature, but there's certain things they do on your
the
hair.
Style, the cut, like the angle, the approach.
Leave a certain line, a certain place, because that's his like signature move. Something as small as that, man. Believe it or not, they'll pinpoint your ass, bro, and catch you, bro, nowadays, dude. You know what I mean?
Yep, 100%.
So yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Moving forward, let us go over to Sui. And I have two Sui charts that I want to show you, monkeys. This is the first one that I'm doing right here, man. Now, for you monkeys that don't know, I'm doing a little bit of a bet on Sui. And not financial advice, but you monkeys can follow me if you want to on it. I am predicting that I'm not financial advice, cats, and I'm not guaranteeing it's going to happen. I'm predicting we are running in an Elliott wave structure right now. Now, usually from 2 to 3, it can run into this Fibonacci sequence of the 1.61 to 80, or it can run into the 261.80, bro. I'm having a gut feeling that we may end up running here first, maybe stall out a little bit, but I got a gut feeling we may end up running hot on Sui, bro. Really, really hot. So
again, like what matters is your entry, right? And so I encourage people to just keep that in mind. Would we love to see new all-time highs? Most definitely. Do I need to see all-time highs if I had a good entry? No, I do not.
Yeah. So I've got a limit order ready to sell exactly here, bro. Now I think I'm at about 336, bro, where I have my limit order at. I'm saying I put in like about $500, give or take, bro. I bought it down here, and I starting to form. I'm like, yeah, I think this may be an Elliott wave cycle, bro. So I was like, let me go ahead and hop into this shit. And then I saw that the awesome oscillator is starting to reverse to the upside. I'm like, yeah, I think we're going to start running. Now, this is one of the charts I wanted to show you cats on Sui. This is on the daily, but this is not the conventional chart I show you guys. This is the chart I used to calculate the play that I'm currently working on. Not financial advice, monkeys. Not financial advice. This is what I'm doing. I'm expecting it to go up to 347. I love 47 because that's the AK-47, homie. but I'll probably sell at 340, bro. If I start seeing a retracement start coming back down, I'll probably sell that bag because I did specifically put that money so I can go ahead and fucking trade this shit and wait to see where it dumps. I'll make some more Fibonacci measurements to see where wave 4 could go. I'd have to look at my notes to see where wave 4 goes on the Fibonacci sequence. And as we approach that, I'll probably buy premature a little bit early before we start going into the 5. See how much bank I'm making on this play. But this is not the SUI chart I wanted to show you, cats. I just wanted to show you monkeys the play that I'm working on right now. You know what I'm saying? Go back and let's go to my other SUI chart. Donde chingas lo tengo? Aquí mero. Or is that Solana? No, that's SUI. SUI right now, believe it or not, is is it SUI? Yeah. It just finished its 17-day cycle. And it seems that we're currently at about number day 8. Again, awesome oscillator seems like it wants to start reversing past that 0 mark, and we may end up start run pretty damn hard, bro. On the weekly, I'm not seeing any new fair value gaps or newer ones, but I am seeing plenty on the daily. I didn't put them out here. Oh shit, what did I do? Let me go back, Twinkie. I think I fucking hit something. Donde chingas lo puse? Where the fuck's my SUI at? That's ton.
Too many charts, too many tokens.
Yeah, tell me about it. I feel like fucking Charlie. There you go. I found that motherfucker. So, is this SUI? Yeah, this is SUI. Again, as stated, we're approaching that weekly support. This is a level of structure, man, of a weekly area of support. If you look at the history on this, and I got a W on it because it is on the weekly. Let's put it on the weekly, as a matter of fact, so I show you monkeys. Look at that shit. We bounced off of it, and you can see we continuously respected it. Then we finally broke past it again, and we respected it a little bit again, and you can see that we're starting to respect it again here on the weekly. So we go over the daily. That would tell me that we should find some resistance here about 297, but I don't think that's anything we can't compromise, man, especially if we start running pretty bullish. Now, I gave you a bunch of bullish data. There is, and let me continue with the bullish data, then I'll give you the bearish data on this bad boy. Alligator seems like it wants to start reversing to the upside. You can see that's what the trend wants to do. Williams Fractals is below the red line, which is some of the bearish shit that I wanted to show you, Kat. So before you start doing what I'm doing, look at the fucking risks that you can end up taking with this. And then EMA ribbon is also acting as an area of resistance. And in the middle of that fucking EMA ribbon, what you got? You get that 200 moving average at $3.01, bro. So be advised. What I've got is the awesome oscillator backing me up, saying that we are going to end up running, and also the Elliott wave sequence. On the bearish end, we're still waiting for the Bill Williams alligator to reverse to the upside, and EMA ribbon is telling me, nah, fuck you. But then again, scared money don't make money, hence why I only did $500. You know what I'm saying? So that's a
Yeah,
data.
you got to take some shots, right?
Yeah,
like
that's data points I do have on motherfucking on SUI, if anything, bro. So, did you want to add anything to SUI before I go into the fragrance, Swinky?
nothing too heavy duty. It's definitely way below its 50-day moving average. Let's see if I got anything on my side that's particularly noteworthy. I think where it's a newer chain, it'll still have some really good opportunities. And I thought it was on. It looks like it maybe is reversing in a channel on that.
Yeah.
On like an overall downward channel. So we'll see what's on it. I hold some SUI. It's one of my more recent bags I've put together. I would definitely like some more. And yeah, I think it's going to do just fine. Realistically speaking, it's like at least, I think we'll at least get a 2x from here. And if you're looking for like a quicker flip because you're potentially trying to cultivate some crypto, to quote Charlie on this stuff, yeah, you might want to throw that back into something like Bitcoin down the line, or keep it in cash because maybe you want to be ready for some other opportunities.
Oh, there you go, Mugs. Not to mention, one of the risks that I did take into account is that I did buy the SUI at a little bit lower value where we're at right now. So nevertheless, if the Elliott wave sequence doesn't pay out, I still got $500 of SUI at a fabulous price. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right now it's bouncing off the 20-day moving average, or I should say flirting with the 20 on the daily.
Everybody's asking me about the fucking frag. All right, monkeys, frag of the day. I'm going to take a spotlight here for a second, Mickey.
Do the thing.
Oh no, not the chart right there. Here you go. Fragrance of the day, man, is Afnan, bro. This is a cheapie. I'm telling you guys the cheapie because we do still have some buying opportunities. Hence why I'm showing you guys a cheapie. This runs for about $27 on Amazon. It's some Supremacy in Heaven, bro. Real pretty box, real pretty bottle, man. It's got like a gradient from blue to silver, man. Smells like Silver Mountain water from Creed. Now, maybe it's just my nose. This smells a lot smoother, bro. And it's a lot cheaper and it lasts a lot longer, man. I think Silver Mountain water runs you for about $400, bro. You can get this bad boy for $27, bro. And it lasts a lot longer. And in my opinion, it doesn't smell as metallic and as sharp as the cats from Creed with Silver Mountain water. I've heard people that are big fans of some Silver Mountain water on Creed saying, no, man, Silver Mountain water smells smooth and this one smells fucking sharp. I beg to differ. Now, I do have a buddy of mine that works at the Creed store, and he told me, dudes walk into the store all the fucking time, man. What fragrance do you think they walk into, bro? Which one do you think they hop at? The DCC's favorite, man, fucking doggone Aventus. They always go towards Aventus. Chicks, on the other hand, smell Silver Mountain water, and they're like, what the? Get that one. They prefer Silver Mountain water. So dudes dig fucking Aventus, chicks dig fucking Silver Mountain water. So you want to be a dick magnet, put on Aventus, bro. You want to attract chicks, you can buy this bad boy, bro. $27 off Supremacy in Heaven. Highly recommend it. Dude, easy 6 hours on clothing, bro. Overspray, you can do about 6 or 7 sprays, bro. It'll last a long time. Again, being redundant. Don't do it if you're going to be in a car for a long period of time, bro, or on a plane, dude. So, food for thought, monkeys, fragrance of the day. You know what I'm saying? I'll get you some of this, Swinky. Don't worry about it. You'll love this shit.
So like all right, this is gonna take like a wrong left turn at Albuquerque, but all right, like when I'm outside, right, like I don't know, maybe it's me just because I'm where I'm at and like I know my zone. I smell different things on the property. Like I'm like, oh yeah, Storm took a dump over there because I'm downwind, or like Storm pissed over here. I'm like, oh, that smells like a wet dog. That is not my dog. That's probably like a fox or a coyote or something like that. And
yeah,
like
I'm assuming that, I mean, your area, I would assume, Twinkies, it's a lot of forest from what I picture.
Decent amount. Like I had a doe and some fawn like walk up to me within like 20 feet the other day. I was like, y'all are stupid. If you're rolling up that close to me, like you're young and stupid.
Yeah. It's mostly the senior buck that don't end up fucking doing stupid shit like that.
Yeah. Any of the survivors won't do stuff like that. But I see owl and other stuff. Heavily wooded northeast forest. But I can smell different animals and different things without actually seeing them.
Yeah. I remember when I used to go hunting, bro. They would sell these vials of fucking doe piss.
Yes,
and we would sprinkle that shit everywhere, bro. Not on yourself, though, bro.
You don't want to. That is not a good smell. That is not a good smell. Yeah.
Have a buck hump in your ass, I'm saying, dude. And what I would do, I'd put fucking like a bunch of corn by the feeder area or the general fucking location I was going to be shooting at from the blind. And then I would put motherfucking doggone fucking, dope piss, bro. And
the estrus, like whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you see fucking spikers roll up over there, bro, and fucking blast them in the chest of 308, you know what I'm saying? Or, dude, this bad boy. Believe it or not, that motherfucking SKS does fabulous, bro.
762, 39.
Yeah, does the fucking job, homie. Does the job. Meets the elements for hunting, too, man. It runs on stripper clips. So you good, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, rules and regs may vary depending where you are in the U.S., so we'll certainly be familiar with your local hunting rules and regs.
Yeah, I concur, man. All right, moving forward to our final token of the day, motherfucking Hex.
Yeah. Did you see that the Hex website got updated?
No, I was going to actually ask you, Twinkie, before we went live, man, if you had any updated data as to what's going on with Hex, because I haven't been keeping up with the news aside from the charts.
You're
right. Aside from that, I saw SJ fucking talking about some mail out shit.
Yeah. So like Richard's talking about some sort of physical mailing to people. There's a lot of speculation it's some kind of electronic device. Would it be some sort of like preloaded wallet, cold storage, hardware wallet, unknown on that? I know the Hex website, hex.com, got updated to where it was, instead of like quoting APY and like, it now says like Hex did a 10,000X previously. So we can pull that up after you kind of talk through the chart. I know Pulse
Go ahead.
Pulse Chain is, yeah, I was gonna say like Pulse Chains overall has kind of had a rough go of things, but it's leverage on Ethereum, and one would argue Ethereum's leverage on Bitcoin. So it's leverage on leverage. So it's going to catapult when it does move.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Now, with that stated, man, 60-day cycles have been kind of janky, bro. I don't like running up to day 67. So you can, let me remove this shit. You can make the argument, bro. I got it up over here, day 67. No me gusta, bro, day 67. I don't like it, bro. So I could pull back over here, day 61, but I don't see a lot of fucking pumping up happening and shit like that, bro. And we continue dumping over here. So I was left like, dog, I'm going to have to go with 67. It is what it is. So now it seems like if this is correct, man, because everything's been pretty damn consistent, believe it or not, with fucking doggone Hex. It's running on 60-day cycles very well until as of recent. You know what I'm saying? And if I was to push this all the way forward, you're talking about 84 days. I don't know, bro. Maybe you could argue that, but I don't know, man. So I'm leaning to 67. I mean, everything will end up correcting in the end. Seems like we're at about day 27. EMA ribbon, dude. This is makeshift cats, by the way. Let's see where we're at on the EMA ribbon. Things seem bearish at the time being here on the daily, bro, on the EMA ribbon. See if I can get the awesome oscillator here. And the awesome oscillator seems like it wants to start reversing soon, bro, and start trending to the upside. Nevertheless, the Hex is at a great time to fucking buy. Great point to buy. Going back to, I think it was somebody made a statement that Richard needs to start making more videos. I concur, man. He needs to consistently start making more videos. A lot of them, bro. Because every time he makes videos, market pumps. We need to see him debate and talk some shit and smoke some fucking Bitcoiners. You know what I'm saying? EMA ribbon's bearish right now. Let's see what it looks like on the weekly. And on the weekly, we seem bearish as well, man. So, in other words, ETH does need to pump a little bit more. I think it's been starting to rally a little bit, bro. I think that we do need to start getting an alt season to start running in order to see Hex fucking and the rest of the RH ecosystem start doing great, if anything, man. That's what I would probably suggest, man. We do need altcoin season to run. I would imagine that altcoin season would probably run hard once BTC hits that 115, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So a few different things. Currently, price of a T-share denominated in Hex is 41,443 Hex. That is 41,443 Hex. So that's basically $214.46 right now. So if you don't have any Hex exposure for $214.46 as of this moment, you can go get yourself a T-share, which are only going to become harder and harder to come by over time. So
and what are 40,000 you said?
41,443 Hex per T-share.
Okay. So about
yep. So when I started getting into Hex, I think T-shares were like 15,000 Hex, I think, was when I bought my first T-share. So, you can see it's basically almost tripled since then for a number of Hex required to gain a T-share, which if you're looking at staking out for longer pays better, that the whole Hex story for, I'm assuming there's like no Hex noobs in here. Again, now's a great time to pick up some T-shares if you don't have any. Personally, I have most of the staked T-shares I want to have, and I have a liquid bag of Hex. I may top up a little here and just get myself some more liquid Hex.
Fuck it. It is what it is. I mean, $212 ain't bad for a fucking T-shirt, bro. Especially if it ends up doing pretty damn well, if anything, bro. I may end up getting some after this stream. I mean, fuck it. Stake them out to 2028, bro. You know what I'm saying? See
yeah. Pull like that. I think the crown jewels currently are going to be Pulse X and Hex. I think for it personally, for the for the ecosystem. We'll see. How time and how that all works out over time. That's just kind of my overall pick.
Didn't RH say something about DAI or some shit like that?
I think he did have some kind of post and potentially some sort of airdrops people might be eligible for. I have to go back and take a look at that.
Yeah, he was saying something about holding DAI or something of that nature, bro. I'm always fucking driving, so I didn't really get to dive into it too fucking deep, man.
Yeah, and I was dealing with some nonsense. So
yeah, I get you. Make sure you monkeys get into the crypto mindset course that DCC and Charlie have up and running. Let me see if I can get that for you cats. I don't want to leave the stream, bro, till I get that for you monkeys. It should be on the Cultivate Crypto website. So Cultivate Crypto, get this for you cats. So you guys can hop on with these monkeys. Shop. Vamos a ver. Oh, there it is. Crypto mindset course. Here you go. Q3. If you guys want to learn the basics, this is a great place to come to, man. Especially if you're kind of noobish, bro. Let me drop it right here in the chat for you cats. Boom. Make sure you monkey sign up for the crypto mindset course, bro. Me and Twinkie are not being paid in any form, fashion, or way over this. We just want you monkeys to make it, man. And like I said, there is small. I mean, I would like there to see small groups within fucking the Moon Gang, and of course, Charlie and Miguel are the OGs, if anything. I'm saying.
Yeah, they've taught a good number of us, folks that are in chat and some of the other groups that are out there. They've taught a lot of us and shown us the ropes and gave us the foundations that we all built upon and leverage. Additionally, I think the other big benefit there is the community. There are hundreds of people in that chat that you'll be able to learn alongside and bounce ideas off of. I know Boogie's in there. I'm in there. Shout out to a bunch of other folks rolling through chat. You get a lot of new people, but there's also a lot of seasoned vets in there, and they'll help you from going completely off the rails so long as you listen to what people have to tell you. I think it was Q2 last year. Some dude just did not listen to any of the warnings, and he met this like super hot chick who was super into him on some dating app and swindled him out of like 13 grand in crypto.
Por pendejo.
People tried telling him, but like, nah, dude, totally. Like, this is totally above board. She's super into me. She's helping me make money. Yeah, okay, bro.
She works at the fucking local strip club down there, man. I'm saying, dude.
She's probably.
She's at Sapphire.
Yeah.
With me, bro. I'm saying.
She's probably like, in China or India, scamming the shit out of this dude. It's probably a dude, like scamming the shit out of this dude. So anyway.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. All right. That pretty much covers it, monkeys. I'll try to be back later in the week. I got to coordinate with Twinksters as to when we're going to have our next taco and kimchi meetup. I know DCC and Charlie should be going off air pretty soon, bro. If anything, we'll be here to entertain you cats while they're away.
For sure.
I'm saying, you guys check out our shit if you guys aren't part of Crypto Mindset. I mean, I get it. Some of you guys aren't a budget, bro, and you can only get data that you're getting from. I mean, it's plenty good data, but nevertheless, bro. We'll be here to entertain you cats, especially you guys on the way and on the drive to work. That pretty much covers it. Twinksters, where can they find you at, amigo?
Yeah, at Mr. Angry Twinkie. Hopefully I don't on assorted social platforms. If you want to stalk me, I encourage you to think twice. If you're watching, I know who you are. And that's what's up, man. So at Mr. Angry Twinkie on socials and Telegram. Happy to chat, talk crypto. How about yourself, Boogie? Where can the people find you?
You can find me here, cats. You can find me here. US crypto_boogie on Instagram, US crypto_boogie on Twitter or X, and then just crypto_boogie on Rumble, and of course here on YouTube, US crypto_boogie, man. Make sure you monkeys follow me, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we will catch you monkeys on the flip side.